Well, here it is, the penultimate episode of Season 8. So let's do this.
Later that same evening.
Well, that was a bit disappointing. Hello, I'm Mr. G, and welcome to another one of my videos. Now that the penultimate episode of Game of Thrones has ended, I want to give my thoughts on how the story has panned out. As you can see from the warning, this video does contain spoilers, so if you've not seen the episode, you have been warned. Even though I enjoyed the spectacle of the episode The Bell, I feel somewhat disappointed by it all, as if the writers have completely forgotten the story arcs that they have set up over this 9-year journey, and it now feels a bit too rushed. I think it would have been better to have had 2 last seasons of 10 episodes apiece. And I think now, because of it's a shorter season, the show is suffering because of it. Let's take a look at the main players of the story. All throughout the story, Jaime has been on a journey. He started off as a bit of an arsehole, but slowly as the story unfolded, showed that even though he was a bit of a twat, he did have a sense of honour. Earlier in the current season, he discovered his sister had hired Bronn to kill him, but even after that backstabbing moment, he wanted to find his way back to her. Now to me, that doesn't sit right. And it would have been more fitting if he, at that point, had just been broken and wanted to kill her for this ultimate betrayal. Also, the writers had Jaime saying that he didn't care about the people of King's Landing, but Jaime had killed the Mad King to protect them from the fire that was going to be raining down on them. So have him dying with her in his arms as the ceiling comes down does not fit with his journey of redemption. It kind of feels cheap, and I do feel robbed of what would have been the ultimate Game of Thrones irony. Now, Tyrion's arc. All throughout the entire story, Tyrion has been the cleverest man alive in the world. Now all of a sudden he's making mistake after mistake, and that's not him at all. He certainly wouldn't have trusted his sister, especially after the shit she had put him through. Plus he definitely wouldn't have betrayed Varys, as that wasn't Tyrion's way. Ever since the show has gone away from the source material, Tyrion isn't the Tyrion he was when the show first started, and I feel that the show is suffering a bit from it. Obviously, until the final episode airs, we have yet to find out his fate. Jon now, and I have to say has been slowly becoming a bit of a wet useless letters, as he hasn't really done anything of value to where he should be. He is probably the last of the series' main heroes, but was useless in the Night King attack on Winterfell and the Battle of King's Landing. It's like the writers are either holding back and he will kill Dany in the final, or he will go out with a whimper because they're not sure what to do with him in the end. All he has done this season is whinge he doesn't want the throne and can't even keep his men in check. This is the guy who went north of the wall to infiltrate the wildlings and face off against his own colleagues when they turned on him. I now feel I'm watching a complete different character from the one that I started watching in Season 1. Now I know good writing is development, but I don't feel this is the best way to end Jon's journey. Again, another character who I feel has been completely shat on by the writers is Arya Stark. The girl has been on an arc that set her off from being a child into a cold killer who wouldn't have taken shit from anyone. So when the Hound tells her that she would be better off walking away and not killing Cersei, went against everything that her character was. Now I know she killed the Night King, and is looking like he's being set up to kill Dany too, but I feel this moment kind of felt that it wasn't her. The real Arya would have told the Hound to go fuck himself and carried on with her plan. To have her agree and leave the Red Keep kind of felt a big disappointment to me. I would have liked to seen her have one last scene with Cersei before she got taken off the board. Again, Cersei throughout the series had mostly been a strong character who had grown into a huge big bad. Like Jaime, having her die the way she did wasn't right for me. This was the big bad of the series, and to her go out in such a sobbing way just didn't feel right for the woman who had taken the Iron Throne quite coldly after all her children was dead. I would have liked to seen her get what was coming to her by the person she had loved most of her life, and not have a roof collapsing on top of her. This Cersei should have been strong until her dying breath, and I feel the writers have given her a disservice with this ending. Finally, Daenerys, who now has completely turned from what she stood for at the start of the series. This is meant to be the same Dany who freed slaves from cruel masters in a city, but now all of a sudden starts roasting innocents in King's Landing. Now, I understand they wanted us to see that she had lost the plot, but I think a slow descent into madness would have been better than what we've seen this season. Her burning up King's Landing was totally wrong for her story arc, as it had been rushed through like it was an afterthought to make the final more exciting. I just feel the writers have thrown everything out the window and gone for spectacle instead of substance. What made Game of Thrones a good watch was the slow build-up, so when things did happen, you gasped in shock. Since going away from the source material, it has now turned into fan fiction, and I can understand why fans of the series are disappointed with the season of episodes. It's gone from great TV to now popcorn TV, and that's not what I originally signed up for. So what do you think to it all? Do you think it has been rushed, or do you feel it has been exactly what you've been expecting? I would love to hear from you on this. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Take care and bye for now.